Choosing the right ergonomic chair can be a real headache. No brand out there can claim that their chair is perfect for everyone, and there's good reason for that. Whether a chair suits you or not depends a lot on your height, weight, and body type. We've spent years studying ergonomics, getting hands-on in design, production, and sales. We've talked with countless engineers, suppliers, and customers, gathering all the insider info to help people like you pick the right ergonomic chair. And of course, we've turned all that knowledge into chairs of our own. If you're curious, why not give one a try and see for yourself? The most important thing to focus on is comfort. What you really need is a comfy seat cushion and a backrest that gets your lower back and spine plenty of support. If you weigh over 200 pounds, you absolutely need a foam cushion to relieve pressure on your sit bones and thighs. To improve support, you'll want to go for high-density foam. The higher the density, the better the foam's resilience, giving you more support without sinking too much. This helps keep your back properly aligned. Plus, high-density foam lasts longer and won't lose its shape as easily. Typically, foam with a density of over 3 pounds per cubic foot is ideal for that weight range. If your weight is within the normal range, a high-elasticity mesh seat is a better choice for you. It's more breathable than foam, so you won't get too hot while sitting, and it still provides plenty of support. Plus, it has enough give to spread the pressure across your hips and legs, reducing strain. Regardless of your weight, the cushion needs to have a concave design that dips down in the front and back like this. This is important because it increases the contact area between your sit bones and thighs with the cushion, reducing pressure on those areas and helping to avoid discomfort from sitting for long periods. But I mentioned that in my last video too. Besides the seat cushion, you're going to want a backrest that follows a natural curve of your spine. That means lumbar support, upper back support, and neck support all built in. Not every chair is going to fit your spine like a glove, so it's really important to have a backrest that you can adjust up and down to match your lumbar region. You also want to be able to tweak the lumbar support's firmness because everyone's got their own sweet spot. If the lumbar support is too pronounced, you're putting way too much pressure on your lower back, which means your back won't align with the chair properly, and that can lead to injuries. Now, I'm a big fan of dynamic lumbar support that moves with you, but let's be honest, constantly adjusting the firmness can get a little tedious, especially since your posture tends to shift throughout the day. So yeah, it takes some effort, but your back will thank you later. Looking at the pressure distribution image for our chair, regardless of the user's height and weight, the pressure is fairly even across all areas. This means no single part is under extra strain, keeping everything nice and relaxed. If someone is on the heavier side, I definitely recommend upgrading to a foam seat cushion for added comfort. There's a common misconception here. Some chair brands intentionally design their products with pressure zones. In the pressure distribution chart, we can see that the pressure on the buttocks is higher, while the pressure on the legs is a little bit lower. So they made the cushion for the butt softer and the thigh cushion firmer to create a more even pressure distribution, which sounds reasonable. But here's the kicker. The thighs have more blood vessels and nerves. When that pressure increases, it can easily lead to numbness and even nerve damage in the legs. If you've ever sat on a Herman Miller Aran chair, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. The second thing we should consider is its adjustability, which mainly relates to the chair's base. Let's take a look at the important part, the base. This is one of the core components of an ergonomic chair. It features most of the adjustment options you'd expect, including tilt and seat depth adjustment. If you shop on Amazon often, you'll notice that many ergonomic chairs have this type of base. Yep, this is the most basic base, and it offers very few functions. See this round knob down here? That's for adjusting the tilt resistance. You'll need to get out of the chair to make that adjustment. Otherwise, you might find the backrest either tilts too easily, which makes you worry about safety, or it's too hard to tilt, requiring some serious core strength. If you take it apart, you'll see that the tilt resistance is controlled by a coil spring, meaning it has a built-in base resistance. We all know how springs work, right? At first, it doesn't take much effort to compress them, but the more you push, the harder it gets. So with chairs that use springs for their tilt mechanism, it's easy to lean back at first, but as the angle increases, it gets tougher. You end up needing to engage your core just to push it down further. Plus, with this type of base, the height adjustment lever is often located down here as well, which makes it pretty hard to reach. To compare, let's take a look at our premium gravity adaptive base. We've designed a specially intricate resistant adjustment mechanism. You might notice that when we recline the backrest, the seat cushion slightly lifts up. This is a unique design feature of our base. When you lean back, this linkage gently lifts the cushion in response to your weight. If you're heavier, it compresses the spring, which causes the resistance control linkage to adjust, increasing the resistance to suit your weight. This way, you won't feel like the resistance is too low, making it too easy to lean back and feel unsafe. Additionally, we've observed that when you lean back to a certain angle, the cushion supports you at a slight angle. This actually reduces the force your weight exerts on the cushion because part of your gravity is distributed horizontally. This automatically adjusts your reclining resistance, so throughout the leaning process, you'll experience smooth and consistent resistance, making it feel like a really effortless recline.
Plus, the adjustment feature is integrated into the edge of the seat cushion, making it even easier to operate.
What's even more important is that it includes a crucial seat depth adjustment feature. As we mentioned earlier, having the right seat depth is key. If you're taller, you'll need a deeper seat to reduce pressure on your thighs. On the other hand, if you're shorter, a shallower seat will help your feet rest naturally on the ground. Third, you need to pay attention to the size of the chair. The height of the chair is related to our height. If the chair is too high, our feet will dangle off the ground, causing all the pressure to be placed on our hips and thighs. This increases their strain and leads to discomfort. Here's a rough calculation. Just take your height and multiply it by 0.25. That gives you your ideal seat height. And fourth, which is a bonus feature, extra adjustability. More specifically, the adjustability of the headrest and armrests. The wider the adjustment range, the better. A larger range means we can find the right support tailored to our unique needs. Everyone has different preferences after all. For armrests, it's especially important because different sitting positions require different armrest angles. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we've spent years researching the field of ergonomic chairs and have had countless conversations with our customers. We've gathered a wealth of experience and knowledge. If you trust us, feel free to give our chairs a try. Of course, you can also use what we've shared to choose a chair that fits you best. In the next video, we'll bring you a side-by-side comparison of some of the mainstream chairs on the market.